an interesting topic across the city, and those who are really water sensitive are really discussing in this area. Other people think that water needs to get drained out. I don't want to see a water in front of my house. Just a quick introduction. My name is Bala. I am from RK Nagara, which is in short called Ramakrishna Nagar, from Mandavili area, which is Ward 171 and zone. We are part of the Zone 30. That's why we are able to connect to many like-minded people across the zone in working on various civic issues. And just to shorten the name, we call it as RK Nagara, RRA. Everybody has got a typical association. We shorten the name for some branding reasons. Okay, but just to quickly, go back to where our vision and what we are trying to do it as an association. RK Nagara has now become an umbrella of a resident welfare association. Means you heard about Taksara. Taksara is again a code name for a street called Tiruvidi Amman Kovil Street Resident Association. So, and we are, in fact, Taksara is a brand, and Taksara is a very famous area. Tiruvidi Amman Kovil Street is in a very famous area here for two reasons. Whereas one side of the road, stretch of the road is a fully developed, well maintained, we are taking care of it. But the other side of the road of Tiruvidi Amman Kovil Street is, you will come and see the road, you will find a mini zoo within the city, which is maintained by the politician. So that is the reason we decided that we want to brand ourselves. We don't want to get carried away by the street name. Rather, it should be a brand. It should be more popular than the street name. That's how we came out of the Taksara. But RK Nagara is a broader community which consists of almost like 12, 13 streets in Mandavili. We brought all of them, all the streets together, all the residents together to look at the issues across. Having built success in Taksara in many aspects of civic issues and made it as a model street. And in fact, in 2009, we were fortunate to get a green award from the CM, then CM, Mr. Edappadi Palaniswamy at that point of time. We are one of the association, we won the green award. So having established, having done a lot of work, we want to replicate that across the community of other streets. That's how the RK Nagara came into the vision. So as RK Nagara, some of our vision was like conservation of water, waste management, energy management, improving the green cover. So we look at the different aspects to look at more of a community which is quickly can address across all the aspects of the civic issues. That is how we brought the vision approach for the RK Nagara. So, but just to give you the picture, what you're seeing, the one side of it is the old picture of Taksara, and the one which you're seeing below is the latest picture of our street. And as we discuss about the stormwater drain and other other activities, one of the important things which I felt is very important for a resident or a community is to take a control of your neighborhood. Nothing should happen without your knowledge. Nobody should touch the road. None of the authorities should touch the road without the residents' concern or discussion. That is how we have taken the control of our street. Like just to give an example of Taksara as an example, Taksara, whether it's an EB official, whether it's a metro official, whether it's a GO, nobody will come and do any work without any initial discussion with us. We don't allow them simply. They don't get permission. One simple example I can quote is GO. GO came into recently for installing the poles across RK Nagara obviously for building infrastructure. We work with corporation and we removed all the poles across. We would have removed some almost 50, 60 poles. And they really got upset about the whole thing, and they realized that these guys are together. We need to talk to them before we install the poles across. Then we called them for a discussion. I said, "What is your plan? Tell me your plan. We have ACT, we have other service providers in our neighborhood. how different you are going to be. What are you trying to do it here? Then we got engaged into a detailed discussion, and we put the entire project on hold for 5 months. And they couldn't install a single pole across our neighborhood. They literally started coming after us for seeking a permission and for installing the poles and everything. Then what we did is we brought them and we made them to come out of the drawing of our neighborhood. I said, go and identify what are the poles which are there from different service providers and tell me where you're going to do and what is that you're going to do. So in a nutshell, what I'm just saying is having a control over your neighborhood is very important in civic development. Otherwise, whether it's a stormwater, whether it's a rainwater harvesting, or any other issues, you could think about, different authorities, they don't work together. They come and, spoil the environment. That is a lesson we have learned, and that is where we need to have a control over the activities. But we have done a lot of things over the years. I'm not going to go into all the details, but I'm going to focus more on the water area, water specific thing. As Ram specifically mentioned, we have done number of recharge wells. We have close to 15 recharge wells in our neighborhood now. It's again, over a period of time, we have last couple of years, we never had a stormwater drain in number of streets. We looked at all the streets and identified the challenges, what is required in terms of fixing the waterlogging issue, whether should we go for a rainwater harvesting, whether we should go for a stormwater drain. We brought in the residents together for a discussion. So, because in a community development, without the participation of the residents, you can't achieve anything, and you will be, working on one way and you will find a neighbor going and complaining to the authorities in a different manner. So we don't want to get into such issues. So we really worked with the residents across different streets and had a, fruitful discussion time to time and understand what is it really required for every street during the rains particularly. And then we worked with the stormwater drain department to come out with the design of a stormwater drain wherever there are waterlogging issues or wherever there are sewage issues. In fact, that is the biggest challenge in the city right now because the sewage is all constructed some 100 years back. And when somebody goes for a stormwater drain, you will find a sewage coming and mixing up into the stormwater drain. Then we also need to discuss, we need to identify the locations where the stormwater drain to be, constructed, or the recharge wells to be constructed in a respective place and everything. So all these things really worked on a collective manner. That is what I'm trying to emphasize. I know Jayanti has been doing a wonderful job in RK Nagara. I wish every RWA, gets involved. And today, as I think Ram or somebody mentioned that when somebody complains, they know who is complaining and, and what are they doing in the neighborhood. And while going for a recent recharge wells in our neighborhood, along with working with Mr. Shekhar Raghavan, while we were applying for approval and trying to seek a consent from the local division level, and when the division levels, people were away completely on a holiday, the approval got delayed. Then we realized that, then they said, sir, you people are doing a good job in your neighborhood, please go ahead. And then fortunately, Shekhar Raghavan managed to get the approval from the GCC works also directly. So it's collective effort. It brings a lot of, changes in our neighborhood. That is what we learned, and that's what we continue to propagate with other RWAs. And I just want to focus on the water projects in RK Nagara. While we are looking at water conservation across our neighborhood, I look at it from multiple aspects. Water conservation is not just from a recharge wells. I've discussed Shekhar Raghavan. We have done an inspection of many households. Even the rainwater harvesting is not done properly. The city claims that the rainwater has been implemented across all the houses in different places, are mandatory and everything. But when we go around, do an inspection of the rainwater harvesting coming out from the terrace, most of the houses have no clue about where the water is going. And we realize that most of them are connected to the sewage. So there's so much of water, rainwater coming from the terrace during the rainy season is getting wasted. So what we did is we worked with the local metro authorities, metro department, and we did a collective inspection to go around and see what is happening. We took some 3 streets as an example and some 100 plus houses. And we did a quick audit and realized that more than 60-70% of them, the rainwater, even the basic rainwater system is not working properly. And many people claim that the builder has done something and they have completed and they're given a certification that rainwater harvesting is done in the building. But the people living in the building have no clue about where the water is getting percolated. Is it getting connected to the well? Is it connected to is it getting percolated in the ground, or is it going to the sewage line? So we found there's so much of water getting wasted even during that process. So as part of our audit, we brought a pressure to the community and made a lot of residents to look at this issue and fix them one by one. So that is the one area of saving the water. Of course, second, we could not, unlike RK Nagara, we could not completely get away from a stormwater drain because even the great Aryapuram, who's got some 20-25 recharge wells, got completely flooded during the last couple of years back. So we feel that first thing is we need to recharge the ground, and then the excess water can go to the stormwater drain. So one of the project which we have taken recently is while installing the recharge wells, we're also looking at why not we look at parallelly at tube wells where we can get water getting recharged the recharge wells, and the tube well system can draw water from the recharge water and we can use it for the street level gardening work. So that is the model which we are now exploring. This is something I don't know whether other areas have done. We are exploring at this stage, and we would like to the next few months and come out with a success and see how effectively it works. After discussion with RK Nagara, we realized that he suggested that don't go for the tube wells inside the recharge well. Rather, we should probably go somewhere nearby and have this two connected. Our water can percolate continuously, and make sure the more water getting recharged in the ground. So tube well is one which we are exploring. Second, we are seeing a lot of demand coming from for a traditional wells now. People have slowly realized that traditional wells has to be maintained. Again, most of the independent houses where they have the traditional wells, they completely forgotten the wells. They have not been using the well water at all. So as we all know, if you don't use the well water, the water is going to be dirty over a period of time. So we are now emphasizing to people to use the well water so that the water get recharged on a regular basis. And subsequently during the rain, if the rainwater goes into the well, again, your water table gets maintained nicely. So that way, to achieve all this thing, we've been working very closely with RK Nagara in consulting with him or bringing him into to meet a lot of residents and share his expertise so that people can listen to it and start implementing few things. One of the street side meetings, we see the man in the yellow t-shirt is Mr. Nandakumar talking to our people and suggesting about few initiatives. So yeah, we bring the people together and we work on different things, and whether it's a gardening, whether it's a water related issues and everything. And I know it's not an easy task bringing people together, and their timing and their commitment to the community is always a big challenge. But we've been creating various occasions to bring the community. One of them is we have a garden club where it's Sunday. Every Sunday we meet, and in fact, Mr. Nandakumar also joins us whenever is available, and we do the community gardening. And as part of the community gardening, we are also even going for a drip irrigation to make sure the water is conserved while planting for that.
Thank you, Mr. Pala. This has been